Welcome to the presentation of our project. Authors Daniela Mónoga, Andrea Rodríguez, Laura Murillo, Lady Lucila Flores. My father, Lady, begins with our presentation.
Implementation of innovative strategies for the learning of a second language based on play as a strategy to facilitate the basic processes in the learning of the children of the school in the Bucaramanga 2020. Analysis of the educational situation San Francisco in the morning from the 3 to 5 of framing. The school does not have teachers trained in English. Problem selection and definition. The language of English is one of the most important languages in the institution. School have at this time the obligation to provide excellent development of the English classes. Then taking up the problem again, the following question is asked. What playful strategy can be development in teaching English to elementary school children at JT school in their city of Bucaramanga, year 2020.
Continues my pater, Andrea Rodríguez.
Objectives. General objective implementation of pedagogical strategies through play for teaching English to children in the second grade of the JT school in Bucaramanga. Specific objectives. 1. Identify weaknesses in the English learning process. 2. Determine the pedagogical strategies to apply for the teaching of English. 3. Develop pedagogical strategies through play for children's learning. 4. Evaluate the pedagogical strategies implemented through play. Just the front of the project. It sets to implement innovative pedagogical strategies that strengthen the learning of a second language, the importance of learning a second language, which is of great relevance and importance from the early childhood styles. The idea was to look for activities with different tools that enable oral, of written expression, of well and listen and speaking. With the realization of this project, we set to project the child and provide recursos that are of interest and pleasure to strengthen the learning of the second language through play. Action planning work chronogram. The game lets remember the relevant that these strategies bring for the children's learning. Audio stories, a very interesting resource since it lets the child to think, act, imagine, feel, and it's of educational support for all teachers. Videos. They are of attraction and that's for all children because they colors, cartoons, and vocabulary emphasis and encourage the learning of a second language. The different support strategies in the learning process of the JTS school students allow the development of activities that serve to be applied in a real context. Other hands in his work highlighting the importance of learning a second language being of great relevance and importance from the stage of early childhood signs in the where the boy or girl obtains their love for life more quickly. Thank you, my colleague Laura continuing.
Scheduling of activities. Analysis of the educational situation was carried out in August and September. The objectives and description of the problem are scheduled analysis of the situation, action planning, specification of one resource, materials and costs. In October, execution of the project got complete and evaluation on the project. And in November, the project was evaluation and terminated. Human material and economic resource that were needed to facilitate the learning and development of the student of the IT School of Bucaramanga were a video and audio player, a specialist teacher for the teacher trainee, portable, tempera packaged, market of a color, photocopies, stories, since these resources are the most necessary to carry out our project. In the analysis of solution, it is necessary to implement a construction of categories of analysis taking into account the following the population of teachers and students. Where the categories of analysis that will be taken into account the developing the activities are initial activity, one wood activity, presentation, practice, production. The execution of the project is necessary to design and planning the structured the activities. In which the vocabulary of the garment with the worker on the initial activity will be action of the determined to remember the day and the date. That activity will have duration of 2 minutes. The wood activity will be a puppet show. It will last 10 minutes. During the presentation, the teacher will put on the board some cards with the English cross the word on the pronunciation. For the practice, an audio story with with math where the closure are Hingliden and English and pronunciation and a final producto de teacher with math consume contest do practique the cloche.
My colleague Daniela continue.
The verb pedagogy structures play for the teaching of English to start with two accounts will execute. The first one is an aimed at the school teachers and the second one at the school students. I will tell you what stood out most in each of the team and the suggestions of some parents. The planning proof in the project was executed. The student demonstrated results and students. Test. Number 1. Interest shown in each of the activities. The number 2. They understood the subject in an effective way. Number 3. Participate equally. Number 4. Students know want the class to end. Thus are there evidence of the reality explosion is a model of what was executed in the project. Results teacher. With this proposal, the teacher is facilitating the process of the teaching and learning. The teacher shows security when carrying out the activities. Empathy with activities is demonstrated. It is important to take into account the contribution of the teachers since they notice change in their apprentice. Now I will tell you what stood out the most in the comments of the parents. Number 8. They suggest by means of the surveys 2 hours carry of the class as the example of the project. And number 9. They said that their learning was significant for their children, and in the quizzes they observed progress because of the speed of the responses. In conclusion, it is important to employ pedagogic strategies through play for the process of learning a second language in second grade children, taking into account that play is a pedagogic strategy that is anchored to the context between the ages of children. However, it is important to emphasize the importance of the teaching learning process executed by a professional teacher in the teaching of the second language English, taking into account the professional is qualified and has a preparation in the attainment of the language and the pedagogy process. Thank you for your attention.